Hello everyone, welcome to my vlog for Rexy Adventures. This is my first one, and it's pretty embarrassing watching yourself on camera, and yeah, it's a bit embarrassing. No one wants to hear the sound of your own voice on camera. It's taken me a lot to do this, but seeing other travel blogs who does vlogging, they're absolutely amazing. And for example, Josh of Engineer on the Road, I was a little bit jealous of him doing this, so I've decided to do a vlog myself. Now, where am I? I am in my back garden, and it's a very beautiful day outside, and I thought I'll sit outside and have a nice cup of Yorkshire tea and tell you all about my travels. And well, now it's 2013, it's January, and last year 2012 has been bloody amazing, and I've travelled for about 8 months of it abroad, and I went to Southeast Asia, to Thailand, Laos, Cambodia, Vietnam, Malaysia and Singapore, and it was a cultural experience. I absolutely loved it. I met so many people that I travelled with, mainly Matt, Alana, John, Tom, Mark, Alison, Leonie and Lauren and many more. I'm sorry if I missed anybody else out, but I've met so many people over there. It's just truly a backpacker's paradise there. And I think my favourite country out of all of them lot was Vietnam. And just because it was just so crazy, it's got so many culture, you've got so many things to do. Go in Halong Bay, and you could go to Hoi An, get your suits made, which I did, and go on the beaches, and really it's got a lot of history, as you know, about the war there. But other than the war, they've got so many more history. Ooh, Facebook notification. Anyway, and then afterwards I went to Australia and I spent about nearly 3 months there, and I went to Queensland, and it was like, you can't really explain it. It was just fantastic. And I first landed in Cairns and worked a bit in Atherton, Tablelands, and got into a camper van with Samara and Elsie, and we went up to Cape Tribulation and then to Cooktown, and we broke down in the middle of the outback, which was great, but we managed to get back okay. As you can see, I'm in one piece. So, and then we've got another camper van all the way down Queensland to Brisbane, this time with Samara, and that for about 2 weeks, and that was absolutely amazing. It was awesome. We saw so many waterfalls, we saw so many beaches, we went to Australia Zoo, and we ended up being in Brisbane after taking a bit of a detour down to Byron Bay, which is one of the best sceneries I've ever seen. And then we came back to Brisbane. Then from Brisbane I flew to Perth and caught up with Daisy from GapYear.com and hung around with her, and then I went to the Outback and I saw some of my old friends in the Outback as well, and Naomi and Carl, and they've been absolutely fantastic hosts, and saw loads of wildflowers and everything else like that. Brilliant. And then I flew from there to saw a bird, you know, the feather kind, and then we flew to Sydney, and I met up with Mark again from Malaysia and Singapore, and we had a fantastic time in Sydney. And the thing that really surprised about Sydney is a lot of people rave about it, and usually I go to places where people don't rave about it. I seem to like the opposite of what most people like, but Sydney was brilliant. Most people prefer Sydney than to Melbourne, and so I went to Melbourne, and I did really enjoy it there, but I didn't think I enjoyed it as much as Sydney. And but the best best thing about Melbourne was I went on a neighbour tour. That was a bloody amazing, one of the life achievements that I wanted to do. So, I'm embarrassing myself on camera, I know that. And then from Melbourne I flew to possibly the best country I've ever been to in my life, New Zealand. Particularly the South Island, it's just awe-inspiring. I just loved New Zealand, and I actually started crying when I had to leave it. I mean, it's such the best place possible. I mean, if I had to live there, I would. I mean, if I was with somebody else travelling, I probably would have said to that person, let's just stay here, like a few more months, and just check out everything. I mean, I couldn't do anything at all in South Island. So I really want to go back, and particularly the Franz Josef Glacier, and because I didn't get to go on the glacier itself because it was just so icy and it was so rainy and everything, so we couldn't do a helicopter ride up there. So that's one thing I'm going to do when I get back to New Zealand. And then we went to Fiji, and that was just like a holiday from travelling. I mean, it was possibly the best beach holiday ever. I'm not a big fan of beaches. I mean, I love to stay on them for the day and sunbathe for the day, but I get bored really quickly. But Fiji, I mean, if you go to Mantare Island, it's absolutely amazing. I know I keep saying amazing a lot, but it's just the word for it, for the travelling I've ever done. It's just amazing. And I'd just love to go back there again, even for like a honeymoon maybe. So ladies, you know where you're going to go for honeymoon. And afterwards I was meant to be going to California, but unfortunately there's a couple of reasons why I couldn't go. I couldn't meet some of my friends who were going to go there but had to pull out, and I had no money really, so I had to come back home. But 2012 is not like just about travelling abroad, it's also about travelling in Britain. I mean, Britain has got a lot to offer. I'm sure in the last year you've seen a lot about Britain because of the Olympics, the Jubilee. I mean, I can't believe I missed all that, but I managed to see it on TV. So, I mean, there's so much to do in Britain. I mean, I went to Derbyshire before I went travelling, and I went to Edinburgh even, and it's brilliant there. I mean, in winter it's absolutely amazing. So, and a lot of people who went to Blogmanay or Hogmanay, I mean, a lot of travel bloggers went there, and they said they had an amazing time. See, that's what Britain really does to you. So, here we are in 2013. Just seeing a neighbour coming out and just looking at me really weirdly, staring at a few flower pots that I've stood the phone to. Alright. And so what to do in 2013 is at the end of Rexy Adventures. Well, no, because I've booked an amazing trip to South America. He's going to really wind me up about this. One of my best travel mates, Mark, went to South America after I saw him in Australia. Shut up! We get a lot of seagulls. And anyway, Mark, he said he had an amazing time in South America, and I just got really, really, really jealous. So jealous, my eyes went green. They're normally green anyway, but they get greener. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to South America, and I'm leaving in 2 weeks' time. I'm not swearing. 2 weeks' time to South America, first starting in Argentina. Now I could burst into song like "Don't Cry for Me, Argentina." I'm singing it really quietly because I don't want the neighbours to laugh at me. Okay, and I just need another Yorkshire tea. Yorkshire tea. And so Argentina first. We're going to go to Buenos Aires, then do some tango. So getting all dressed up like this, and then just go. You have to be really, really moody. This is me being moody. So, and then not fully decided what to do. That's the beauty of travelling. You don't know exactly where you're exactly going to go. But I'd quite like to go to Uruguay, which is just next door. It is not you are gay. It's Uruguay. 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 I'm going to go to Monte de Bayo. I've got to get my pronunciations right, but for this time I'm going to call it Monte. And Monte, and then see some sights around there. Then come back into Argentina, and then go to Mendoza, and it's very famous for its wine. So lots of wine drinking there. And then possibly go to a few other places in Argentina, but I'm going to go by word of mouth. And alright. And then going to go into the falls itself, one of the best places in South America. It's called, I still can't pronounce it right, Iguazu Falls, and it's possibly the biggest waterfall system in the world. It's not the biggest waterfall itself, but it's the biggest water system. So a lot of people say you have to see the Argentine side, so I'm going to do that. And then for one day, then the next day I'm going to go to Brazil side, and then see what's there from then on, because there's a place called the Devil's Throat, I think, which you can actually look down in the middle of this big water. I don't know. I'm going to show you. Middle of this waterfall system, and you can't see the bottom really because it's that far down. And then getting a bit cold, and then going to Brazil itself. I'm going to stop off at a few places in Brazil. I'm not too fully decided where to go yet, but it has to be southern Brazil because it's massive. I've only got about like 26 days there, so I have to make most of it as I can. And then I'm going to go end up in Rio de Janeiro, if you pronounce that right. And then the best time to go to Rio really, because the carnival will be there, so we'll be doing a little bit of dancing like that. Yeah, okay, I'll stop now. And so I'll be able to dance a lot, drink a lot, eat a lot, and everything. But one thing I'm definitely going to do is wear some Speedos. Now, Speedos are probably the smallest material that you can find on the body, covering a rather large private area. And so what we're going to do with that, I'm going to show you. I mean, not physically, I mean that would be bad, but I'm going to go on the beaches, maybe the Copacabana beach or something like that, and then strip my stuff as I wear my Speedos, and then I have to come back home. But the travels don't end there. So where do I go? I've already organised to go to Spain and Portugal in May, and where I'm going to go is, I'm hoping to go to Madrid, then Barcelona, Valencia. I'm not fully decided yet, but I'm going to go to Lisbon in Portugal, and then make my way down to the Algarve, because one of my neighbours, not that neighbour I'm saying hello to, she's getting married, yeah! And so it'd be great to see her get married in the Algarve, on the nice place she's got there. I've seen some photos, it's beautiful. And then the neighbour's gone in now, so yeah, I can speak a bit more now. And then come back home. But travels don't end there. No way. So I'm going to go to Europe even more. I really want to do Central and Eastern Europe, perhaps Northern Europe, because I really want to go to Denmark and Sweden, and maybe Norway, because I know a friend who lives in Norway who's on the same course as me as university, and so I might, check her out there. And then I really want to go to Czech Republic, see Prague, go to Italy, see Roma, and then maybe Greece, I don't know. Like I say, travel, you can do anything you want. And so I don't know what I'm going to do in autumn yet, but I really want to go to South Africa and to see all the safaris there. I've been to Africa before, to Uganda in 2007. It's getting really cold now. in 2007, so I absolutely enjoyed it there. So I'm going to go back to Africa, I think. And maybe, who knows, in 2014. But 2014, I think I'd like to go to United States of America and do like a road trip across. This is my whole accent, and see how it goes. But I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen, but it depends what's going to happen in my life. I might get a job or something. Yeah, no, I get a job, and then I might meet somebody new and settle down even. But rest assured, Rexy Adventures will still continue, because Britain is a great place to travel. So where I'm going to go in Britain, I really want to go to the Jurassic Coast, because Tom of Journey Tom told me like it's an absolutely fantastic place to walk along. I've seen his photos, it's bloody amazing. And neighbours out again. And yeah, and then I want to go to Northern Ireland. I know there's some violence going on in Belfast, but that just happens every now and again. So, but it's got absolutely beautiful places. I want to go to the Highlands of Scotland, because I want to be wearing a kilt and start reeling around just what they're down to, the reel. And yeah, and there's a lot of places to do and travel. I mean, you can also travel in my home city. I mean, Hull is quite a great place to travel if you look beyond the shafts and everything, Anyway, so now, watch this space. More Rexy Adventures will come. See you later, guys. It's too cold.